even though both of us may not play the current 2Ks as much, it is still good to have, a standardized measurement of how good people are around the league, even if we don't agree with it. And the 2K ratings
100%.
for 2K24 just came out. 2K24 will be out in September 8th. And Nikola Jokovic is atop the list, expectedly at 98 overall. Next closest guys, a couple group of guys are 96. We got Antetokounmpo, LeBron still at 96,
Hmm.
Joel Embiid, KD, and Curry. Any surprises here? Really, the first non All Star on the list is Jimmy Butler at 95, and I was hearing some rumblings about that. Some people were really surprised he was that high up, even though he dragged his team to the finals.
I did see that as well. People online were a little they were wondering why Jimmy Butler was 95. Why are you wondering this? Jimmy Butler has carried to his team to the finals multiple times. Who are the only guys to do that in the league right now are LeBron, that KD Steph combo in Golden State. You could really just say Steph because he's also done it without KD. And then Kawhi with the Raptors and San Antonio. But again, those early San Antonio years were more of a team effort. So the stars in the league right now are younger. There's a bit of a changing of the guard going on. We'll probably get into some of these players, maybe players that necessarily haven't had the opportunity to be in multiple finals. But regardless, Jimmy Butler has done it. He's been in multiple finals. So, his playoff stats this year were incredible. So I think for Jimmy Butler to be represented as a top 10 guy in the league, I think is absolutely fair. I think they have him, ninth overall? Yeah, ninth overall behind Tatum, behind
Yeah.
Doncic. Kawhi, Booker, Davis. Maybe Davis is one we could get into here and a nit we could pick, him being behind Jimmy Butler. But just in general, I think Butler being in that top 10 group, in that elite group of tier one guys, is absolutely fair for what he's done. Again, this is like, hey, current state of the league right now. The ratings are going to be fluid. People are going to go up and down as next season goes on. But as we stand right now, Jimmy Butler has carried multiple teams to the finals. Only a few guys have done that, and he needs to be rewarded properly for it. So 95 is totally okay. And anybody that disagrees is wrong, and it's disrespectful to Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, second highest ranked, or second highest, second best rating for a small forward in the game right now. 80 overall 3-point shooting, and it's just one of those things where every time playoff time comes around for Jimmy Butler, he has stepped it up another level. And last time we saw him, he was playing at this high level, and 95 is pretty high. The main people he's above is Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Dame Lillard, Anthony Davis, SGA. And, when you compare him, could you argue Devin Booker over him, had
Mm-hmm.
a better, higher peak? Maybe, that's definitely probably the one player who I'd look at to be over him. But besides that, he ended up leading one of the two teams that was in the championship and had a position to win. So, the second best team in the NBA, if you go by that, and he was the best player on it. They definitely had a rough regular season, and I could definitely see why people, especially stats nerds, could point to some very disappointing stats compared to other people up this high. But when winning time came around, he was there, and they literally had the hardest path to win the finals and almost did it. Even after being after having maybe the worst collapse in playoff history. And that is interesting. If they do lose that game 7, if
Hmm.
Jason Tatum's ankle doesn't get turned within the first couple minutes, how low do you think Jimmy Butler is going?
Well, I think it's his playoff resume the last couple of years that's put him over, like we were talking about, guys like Kawhi and Booker. Going, talking about Booker a little bit. So I like if we were picking guys to build a team around. Personally, I think I would take Booker before Jimmy Butler. But again, we're just talking current state of the league. What have you done? What does your resume look like? Jimmy Butler's resume as a player is a top 10 resume in the league. The only other really egregious one, like you said, Booker, and then Davis at a 94. Davis should probably be a 95. He should probably even be like a 96, just peak Davis on the court. You know, the one guy in the top 10 that, like, if we're picking guys that probably doesn't go in the top 10 is probably LeBron, if we're being honest.
Whoa.
I'm just, am I
turn
wrong?
Turn on the Instagram Reels camera.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be a 96. I'm just saying if now we put Davis and Booker on the list and we go, hey, now what's now all of a sudden bigger than 10 guys? Well, LeBron's in this list because of, he's LeBron James and he's earned this spot. So, if the elite guy club is going to be a few guys bigger, I'm just, make Davis and maybe it's a top 12 guys right now instead of like a top 10 guys. But Jimmy Butler should be rated amongst these guys because of what he's done. So I do agree that Booker and Davis should be equal or higher, but Jimmy Butler himself, I think, is properly rated. That collapse would not have been good, obviously, if they had lost that. And it's not like he survived the collapse and then went bonkers in the finals and it's like this big turning point moment. Like, he was okay in the finals, but it seemed like the end of that Boston series and against Denver, he was struggling at the rim, in a way that was a little bit weird for Butler. It seemed like his confidence was shaken attacking shot blockers, which Jimmy Butler's confidence is maybe his best attribute. But his playoff numbers, taking two teams to finals, I think Jimmy Butler at a 95 is totally fair.
Yeah, and let's not forget, last time we saw LeBron James out there, because we are looking at very recent memory, defending Jimmy Butler. LeBron in that series, yes, he got swept by Denver, but he was averaging, 27.8, 10, and 9.5. So pretty much a triple double, pretty much almost, a 28-point triple double. If you're rounding up, it's 28, 10, and 10 on, 51% from the field. He did have a historically bad, at least for him, career bad 3-point shooting outing this whole playoffs, and at 26% and then 75 from free throw line. But, someone who's still really productive and, ended off his season with a 40 points, 10, I think, almost a 40-point triple double. So it's LeBron James. You can't not have him in the top 3. You want people to actually buy the game. So if there was any player who I would consider knocking out, it probably would be actually, I don't even know, because KD's kind of hurt. I like Tatum too. He's my guy.
Yeah, me too.
I think
he's been to the conference finals a lot.
It's probably Kawhi Leonard. I'm not gonna lie, and I think if you're basing it off of last year's performance, yes, he had one great game, but he was just too inconsistent, and he's in and out. And there's a lot of cases of when they're not consistently performing, they bring down their ratings. So if there was one player I'd probably knock out, and obviously it's the easiest choice, he's the 10th guy, but I think Tatum earned it enough with the way he carried the Celtics past a couple of playoff series wins. I think, Joel Embiid, MVP. Let's see, Kevin Durant is probably the only other player I'm looking at in terms of injuries. And then, Curry, Doncic. So, yeah, actually you change it to Kevin Durant. I think he also had a lot of injuries. It was kind of an up and down season. They did go on a great run in the middle of the season. We're like, watch out, what's going on here? But I think, probably, beyond Kawhi, who's the easiest answer, it'd probably be Kevin Durant, who I'd switch out if anyone had to be knocked out of this top 10, just because of the inconsistency in how much time he played.
Do you think Devin Booker should be rated higher than Kevin Durant?
Yes. Yeah, I think he definitely should be.
This is one of the reasons that I've already, maybe sprinkled a little bit on Devin Booker for MVP, because this is probably going to be the first time in Kevin Durant's career that another player is going to be the best player on a team, like with Kevin Durant on that team.
Curry did exist.
Yeah, but Durant was so good in the playoffs. He was playing so well that it was like, those guys were every bit as good as each other. Like, I think watching the Phoenix Suns this year, like, Durant's going to be elite, and that playoff duo / trio with Beal is going to be a lethal group to contend with in the Western Conference playoffs. But I think it's going to be clear this year, and clear, I say that loosely, but I think it's going to be clear this year that Devin Booker is just the best player on the Phoenix Suns. Like, we're going to watch games, and Devin Booker is going to be the best player on the Phoenix Suns. And when you watch Golden State, it was iffy on whether or not, you could make the case either way. It was, it could be Curry with his 3-point influence, but Durant's shot making was just outstanding. I think Booker is going to have a phenomenal season, and doing it next to a guy as talented as Kevin Durant is only going to highlight that. So Booker in this elite group, but I think it's not just bumping one guy out. You gotta put Anthony Davis in this elite group as well, I think, too. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe the group is just bigger now than the top 10. So I don't think Jimmy Butler should be affected by it. And you didn't say that he should be. You didn't say that you should knock him out. But that's what I'm saying. I guess to go back to the original thing, Jimmy Butler at a 95 is fine. I think definitely bump Booker and Davis up, but don't punish Butler for
it. Don't punish Butler. I mean, I think you can already see in this last playoffs of Booker being the number one option when you look at the series against the Clippers and then against Denver. That Booker was the one leading the way, and the only time when they started to falter was when Booker finally got injured, and Monty Williams had to protect him from himself and bench him because Booker was going to keep competing out there. But he definitely, it was similar to Jamal Murray in the bubble. Just ridiculous heights of scoring that he went to just to keep the team around in the games, and they were able to get a win off of Denver. But tough. I mean, I think most of these ratings are pretty easy to defend. I don't think there's anything I see really crazy coming off the screen. I thought CP3 was ranked lower than 87. I don't know. I saw some people mad about that. But
I'm a little upset about it. He's the second highest rated player on the Warriors, I think.
Oh, yeah. Above Klay Thompson?
And Draymond.
Klay Thompson did have a bad 3 games at the end of that Kings series. But
did Chris Paul have good games in the playoffs?
He just had a bad year. Tyrese Maxey ranked the same as Rudy Gobert. Or rated.
Yeah, Chris Paul's an 87, Klay Thompson's an 86.
Okay, so can you come here and defend why is Wembanyama an 84, same rating as Tyler Hero, CJ McCollum, like Jared Allen, like established role players. He's already up there with like Rudy Gobert, Tyrese Maxey, only one away from like Desmond Bane.
Are you serious?
I don't know
CJ
if he's
McCollum?
that great.
Tyler Hero?
Look. Wembanyama is going to be great, but is that production going to happen this very next year?
Is Wembanyama going to be an all defensive level defender next year? Could he block 3 shots a game? Is that crazy?
I don't know. We'll see.
Victor Wembanyama, the guy with 8-foot long arms, could he block 8 shots or not 8? Could he block 3 shots a game?
Highest rating for a rookie ever.
The defensive thing is going to be real, and the player, I think offensively, the player that he is in October is not going to be the same player that he is in January. I mean, you already saw the Summer League Game 1 to Summer League Game 2, how different that looks. So, like in the league, playing games, adjusting, I think the in-season growth for Wembanyama is something that people aren't really considering. It's just sort of, well, is he going to produce this year? It's like, well, take it like 20 games at a time. Is he going to be producing the last 20 games of the season and this team's going to be interesting and competitive and making a push for the play-in game? Like, that could be absolutely very realistic. And his defensive impact. So, I mean, CJ McCollum.
Hey, he's on the list. He's not the highest ranked 7-footer though, 7'3" Kristaps is ranked higher at 87.
That feels more egregious than Wemby being rated over CJ McCollum.
I think they're ranked the same, or rated the same. Let's see, positions.
Your guy Jamal Murray?
Yeah, Jamal.
Had him at 88.
Wembanyama is ranked the 13th best, rated the 13th best. Tied. Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of guys at 84, so he's really 8th best rated center in the league. Is Wembanyama a top 10 center in the league right now? That's a breakout video right there.
Is that even crazy? I mean, like, who are the 10 best centers?
Okay, so we got Jokic, Embiid, Adebayo, Porzingis, Cat, Brooke Lopez, Miles Turner,
over
Jared
Wemby,
Allen, DeAndre Ayton. You know,
here.
What
does Miles Turner bring to the table as a basketball player? Does Wembanyama not do those things? But also
size?
all the shot creation
Size?
stuff? Well, I don't know.
Getting a rebound? I don't know. Not getting pushed around.
Holding his ground.
Exactly. It's close. Nick Claxton, Vucevic, Ayton, and Allen are all above him. It's gonna be interesting.
Claxton's Wemby without a dribble. Come on.
All right, we'll see. That's what 2K's saying. I don't know. It is interesting though. It's always interesting when people talk about, oh, is this person a top 5 center? It's like actually right out the list. There are not a lot of great centers after we get past the first like 3 or 4 guys.
I think to flip it around and go a position that's really stacked. I said it earlier, but Jamal Murray's an 88. He can't be a 90 plus. Jamal Murray's not a 90 plus overall player.
I don't think
he's not a top 10 guard in the league.
Top 10 guard. Let me see here.
Point guards. So the point guards they had ranked over him.
He's a what? He's at 89?
88.
88. Wait, Trae Young is above him? Jalen Brown?
Now we saw it.
I don't know. James Harden shouldn't be above him.
I knew that Trae Young would get you.
I love Trae Young, though, but that's crazy.
De'Aaron Fox at an 89. Jamal Murray at an 88.
That's disrespectful. Yeah.
There's only one guard.
Shea over him?
Well,
oh my God.
What do you do about Shea? But there's only one guard in NBA history that's averaging 25 points a game, 5 assists, and 40% from the 3 for their playoff career. It's Jamal Murray. So probably should be 90 plus. Just won the title. The Nuggets in general so I know we were talking about player rankings, but the team rankings, the Denver Nuggets were an 82 overall. Yeah, they have 6 teams ranked above them.
That's actually wild.
They have the Lakers, Grizzlies, Clippers, and Warriors all at an 83. And the Suns at an 84.
All NBA current teams. Let's see here.
And the Nuggets just won the title and just swept through the Western Conference in one of the most dominant title runs from a record standpoint that we've seen this century.
Wow, the Celtics are really number 1. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. They beat the Lakers in the playoff series.
Where did you say they were ranked? Oh,
they're 82 overall.
Yeah, they're...
Lakers are 83, and they beat them in a playoff series.
Well, LeBron James. Yeah, that's crazy.
The same overall as the Sixers, who didn't get out of the second round.
I have them down with the Cavs, man. That's crazy.
They had, like I said, they had Draymond at an 83. Draymond's still an all NBA level, all defensive level defender.
Same as the Knicks.
For the Nuggets.
Julius Randle. It's the same as the Knicks.
Best player on your team is Julius Randle. Your team is just as good as a team with the best players. Jokic. Like, what is it? 2K. Your job is to watch basketball and rank it properly. And the Nuggets are not the best team in 2K. What is happening? Christian Wood's an 82 overall. Seems very high. He's not on a team right now.
What? Yeah, let's see. Best free agents.
People are not signing Christian Wood, and he's an 80 plus.
Mm-hmm.
They had Jaden
79.
Jaden Ivey at an 81 as one of the top 100 players in the NBA.
That's crazy.
Can I give you some of the players that Jaden Ivey was ranked above?
Yeah.
So, well, I guess tied for this guy, but Jaden Ivey at an 81. Austin Reeves is an 81.
That's actually not a bad rating for Austin Reeves. I mean, everyone.
But is he as good as are Jaden Ivey and Austin Reeves as good?
No.
Derek White's an 80 overall.
Russell Westbrook.
Cam Johnson's also 80.
There's a lot of 80s. I like throwing everyone in there.
Josh Hart, 79. Are all of those guys worse than Jaden Ivey? Probably not, but Jaden Ivey, welcome to, I guess, top 100 player in the NBA. My mistake.
I guess Draymond Green is a worse player than Wembanyama.
Who would you rather have right now?
Okay, but that's because I got personal issues with Draymond, though, not on the court issues.
Is there a chemistry rating?
Yeah, there is a chemistry rating actually.
Does it get boosted if every time you do an apology online?
Oh my gosh, there's some weird ratings.
Your team chemistry goes up.
Let's see here.
Draymond's just the 2K career guy that just like picked all the wrong moves, like picked all the wrong answers.
Hustle. Let's see who's the most hustle guy in the league. Curry, 98 overall hustle.
Interesting.
Wow. Do you think Kevin Looney, top 10 hustle guy?
The Warriors are scrappy.
I know.
Diving around, getting loose balls.
Throwing elbows. Do you think Doncic is the second hustles the second most?
There's no way that's right.
It doesn't. No, it is. He has a 98 hustle, just like Curry, Tatum, Anthony Davis.
Luka?
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Can somebody pull up pictures of Doughy Luka from last year?
Jeez.
I'm searching Doughy Luka Doncic.
Man,
that's the second best hustler in the NBA.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
Also, most drawn fouls. He has 98 overall drawn fouls. Where's Kyle Lowry? Why isn't he higher on this? What?
Did you sort it by fake charges, by flops?
Like,
if you sort it by flops.
Okay, I guess flops. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, LeBron is 7th. That's kind of low.
In flops?
Yeah. He has Tatum, Antetokounmpo, Mitchell at 98. That's high. SGA, Butler, and Doncic.
Alex Caruso's a 76 overall.
Let's see. What other random attributes does this thing have?
Caleb Martin was a 76. Do you think he should have been respected more after almost winning Eastern Conference Finals player up the round? The Larry Bird trophy?
The Larry Bird. No, he definitely should have been. At least an 80 overall. Everyone's getting in 80s. Come on. Who has the best hands in the league? Let's see.
Go back to the nationality one. Before we got on, we were
funny how they just give the same people. All right. Who's the best American?
Ooh, this is, well, I guess probably LeBron.
Players.
And then Steph.
Let's see. The best British player, best American
Best
player.
British?
Yeah, let's see here.
Are there British players?
I don't know. It says United Kingdom. It had potential attribute here.
I can't think of anybody that does press conferences in a British accent.
The best British player is OG Anunoby. OG, and then Admiral Schofield.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's interesting. I did not know OG. I thought he was Canadian.
You do a good British accent.
He's a Brit. I love it. Love
Oh,
it. Oh, out of London. Shout out. Wow, I did not know OG out of Navy.
does he speak in? Does he speak in? I see. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Speak Queen's English. Okay.
Dang, do you practice? What's going on? It's spot
Yeah,
on.
I used to live there, bro.
Oh, that's true.
Memoirs are coming out. Yeah, you're right. It's LeBron and then KD. Well, I guess they're all rated the same. LeBron,
And you
KD,
lived
and
right there when you
Curry.
were young, right?
Yeah.
They say when
I
you're a
actually
kid.
practiced from like an elevator, like little thing. John Morant and Zion Williamson, 10th and 11th best American players.
Ja was a
Come
little low, but I mean,
on.
what do you do?
Yeah.
Not really Ja's year.
Let's see here. Who is the best international player? Well, obviously Doncic.
Not Jokic.
SGA, top 5 international player. Kristaps Porzingis is a top 10 international player. That is interesting.
Second team All International.
Franz Wagner at 13th overall. Interesting.
Ooh, third team.
I
Him and
mean,
Paolo are the same.
he's 84, so he could move up to 12. But yeah, a top 20. Interesting, Franz Wagner.
So yeah, first team.
Wemby at 16. He's 84, so technically he's tied for 12th best international player in the league. Is Wemby a top 12 international? How many first take headlines can we get out of this?
Wemby is well, is he better than? I mean, he's better than Vooch. Come on, come on.
Come on. Let's see. Is he better than? Okay, here's a quick yes or no. We're gonna go up the international players list until we get to the point where you say Wemby is the best international player in the league right now. All right.
Okay,
All right.
let's do it.
Vucevic,
He's better.
Aiton,
Better.
Franz Wagner. Hey, I'm just going up the list. I can already see your stare. All right, Rudy Gobert,
Better.
Lauri Markkanen.
Well, I didn't necessarily say he was better than Franz.
Oh, I thought you were saying easy. I thought you were just giving me the death stare.
Well, no, I mean Franz is good.
Oh, okay.
Franz has
All
actually
right.
played
So
NBA
does
minutes
the
and
buck
gotten
stop
that.
at early at Franz?
Well, I mean, these guys have actually. These are all NBA guys here, like Siakam.
Yeah, I know. No,
Like
I mean,
Siakam
for
actually
me, it
has
probably
a
stops at
resume.
Siakam. Yeah, it's like top 10. He's a top 10 international player.
So I mean, he was
Like
cooking.
Cat's a bum.
The only reason you can put him above Gobert is because he was cooking Gobert. We have tape of it
Yeah.
at 16.
Markkanen had a good year.
Yeah, I'm not going to disrespect those guys. Since Franz and Rudy are the same rating. You can flip them around in the order that you read them. So, I mean, and Franz is an 84. So look at that. He's perfectly rated. He's perfectly rated.
He is. That was funny. I was kind of hoping you'd go crazy, but oh well.
Not catching me slipping today. I think you can move Sven up, though.
Do you think Tyrese Halliburton is better than Jalen Brown? That's tough.
Well, I think I'd rather have Halliburton.
I think I'd rather have Halliburton too. So that puts him into like top 4. I mean, Halliburton or Donovan Mitchell?
Top 4 what? American player?
No, it's shooting guard because he's at top 5 right now. So
Halliburton's
it's
a point
Booker,
guard.
and then like Mitchell, Harden, and Brown, and Halliburton. I mean, could Halliburton be the second best guard in the league?
Shooting guard? Well, Halliburton's more of a point guard, I think. For one,
I don't know. They have him listed as a shooting guard.
Let me. IT will check Pro Football Focus. Or Basketball Reference. I personally would have Halliburton as a point guard. Who was the guy you asked if he was better than?
Mitchell.
Ooh, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That is tough because again, I think I would rather have Halliburton, but Mitchell's got a bit of a playoff resume, even though he hasn't really helped himself.
Last year was bad.
Halliburton played 87% of his minutes at point guard last year, so I would call him.
2K lists him as a shooting guard here.
Well, for his career, it's a 46-49 split, so it's close. But on this Pacers team, he's the point guard for this team. He will be that way going forward. So
let's look at point guards then.
But I do not think I would rather have Halliburton over Jalen Brown. Yeah.
I don't know. I might have him over Mitchell. It's close. Closer
Oh
than
yeah,
people
Mitchell,
think.
Mitchell, Mitchell.
Yeah, over Mitchell.
I
Yeah,
would have
point
him
guards are a lot better.
right now. I would have him 3,
Mm-hmm.
fully expecting him to move up. I guess those are my options.
Oh, okay. Would you have and point guards? Would you have SGA or Dame?
SGA.
Wow. So it's Curry, Doncic, and SGA would be your top three. Because who else is John Morant, Kyrie,
Well, I
Trey,
would.
Fox, and then it goes downhill. So it's like SGA top 3 point guard in the league.
Can I come up with the hottest take? This might be one of
Okay.
the hottest takes of the summer.
Oh, best point guard in the league. Turn on the TikTok camera.
This might be one of the hottest takes. I don't even know if this is a real take. Tell
All
me how
right.
crazy it is, and if it's too crazy, I will.
Jeez. We'll tell you the spiciness level.
Well, it's definitely a 10. If it's a 15, though, let me know. So I'm gonna say the take like I'm serious, so that way it hits harder. Okay. So what I'm about to say, I might not fully believe, but again, I'm saying it. So
All right, Perks.
I'm saying it this way for dramatic effect. Yeah, I'm putting the Kendrick Perkins filter on for this take. It's a take filter. The Kendrick Perkins take filter. It's going to come out a little bit more aggressive than it actually is. I think the Mavs should have chose Jalen Brunson instead of Luka Doncic.
What?
Have I been watching too much Team USA?
Yeah, I think that's like a 19, bro.
Okay, wait.
I ain't gonna lie.
Wait. Okay, wait. I just turned the perk filter off. Okay, the perk filter's off. We're back.
We're back. We're getting a little sauced up.
I could make the case for him at 3, though, for sure.
Who,
over
Jalen
SGA?
Brunson?
Brunson?
What are you watching? He's at an 87. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the peaks are there, but I mean, he's a small guard, bro. Like, at least you have size. Who knows?
It's true. Same with Murray. Murray, we've talked about it, but
Yeah.
the size is underrated for Murray, the post-up ability. I'm saying you could make the case for him as high as 3, I think, in my mind. But
I can't believe he just Brunson over Doncic. That's definitely an off-season take. I'll tell you that.
I think it's a good take. I think once FIBA rolls around, we might see it. What are the odds Perk gives that take during FIBA at some point?
Editors better not lose this one. That's all I got. That's hilarious, though. That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, there's someone in New York. A couple of drinks in might say that. Who knows? someone who's a little off it.
We got the right guy. I wouldn't even trade Brunson for Doncic straight up at this point.
I was trying to look for. I don't know why it doesn't have it ranked. I was looking at whoever has the highest potential. But yeah, it's always.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't put it in order for some dumb reason. Let's see, Brandon Ingram, Paul George or Brandon Ingram.
For what, 1 season or going forward?
Both. I mean, I get the question, but
I think if
could
Paul
Brandon
George
Ingram
plays,
already be more productive than Paul George right now?
I think if Paul George plays next year, I think Paul George has a fantastic season. And I think
Brandon Ingram is very talented.
I do agree with you. And he was in that Team USA scrimmage. They blew Puerto Rico out of the water. Like, you can't take a lot of that from that seriously.
We'll touch on that later.
He was really doing a lot of the little things in that game and, hitting corner threes and really fitting in a way that was very encouraging to see a guy do. So that's a really close one. But I do think if Paul George plays next year, I think he has a spectacular season if he's on the court. I don't know who I choose there. I might have to flip a coin.
I think I'd take Brandon Ingram. I think he's continuing to develop into a really good. I mean, his offensive potential,
and he's probably a lot cheaper too.
Yeah, and he's a lot, not getting hurt. I mean, if I had to pick a player for my team, if you're taking your chances the last couple of years, hey, tell me if this is too crazy, all right? I'm putting on my perk filter. We got
Richard Jefferson filter.
The wild filter. No, this one's crazy. We got LeBron number 1, Jimmy Butler 2 in these ratings. Is there an argument, not in terms of ratings, but you're building a team, you want a player. Do you want to have Brandon Ingram and his consistency and scoring over Kawhi Leonard and his issues off the court, playing, not really playing, only shows up one game? Would you rather have a guy who's there every single day in Brandon Ingram, someone you can actually depend upon, or Kawhi, who we've only seen one playoff game in like forever? I don't, it's a little spicy, a little extra spicy.
And I think it's a lot closer than people might give you credit for. And I think that, like you're saying, you lay out the locker room stuff and just having to communicate with this guy. And actually, if we're like running a business, the basketball team, like really like, thinking about the day to day, like Brandon Ingram in the building is just a better guy to have in the building. And the basketball talent is, you want to say 95% of
Team
what
USA?
Yeah, that Team USA thing was really encouraging from Brandon Ingram. I think I agree with you. I think I have that's an easier choice for me than Paul George and Brandon Ingram, if we're just talking about for next season.
Or Brunson and Doncic.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
That take is like 2% true.
It's like 0.5, and that 0.5 is going to like get blown out of the water. Bro, he took down the Suns 60 win, like almost 60 win Suns on his own. Like, golly.
Would you rather have Brunson or Luka and Kyrie together? You have to take them as a combo.
Oh, dang.
Or you can just have Brunson.
You got me. No, I'm definitely having Brunson.
There we go.
But no, that's my pitch for Basketball Reference has him as Kingram.
Ooh.
Brandon Kingram, tiny dog, slender man, a.k.a. the Humble Beast.
Humble Beast?
Yeah,
that's not even a nickname. Tiny dog?
Kingram. I like Kingram. That's good.
Kingram's not bad.
Yeah.
There have been worse.
Yeah, him
like
as
the
a
Humble
top
Beast.
him as a top 3 small forward is pretty interesting. I don't know. The Clippers are just kind of
Where's Tatum at?
I think they had him at a.
Where's Durant? I guess Durant's probably a power forward.
Yeah, I think they had him at power forward. There was 2 players that were undisputably up there. Let's see. Yeah, they have Tatum as a power forward too, because I think they have Jalen Brown as a small forward, and then their backcourt. So, and yeah, he's bigger. Yeah, they have LeBron James and Jimmy Butler as the top 2. Mikal Bridges? Is he higher than Paul George after this season? Who knows?
Upside wise.
Stay tuned.